So, the number one contender tournament. So, and the winner was Ric Venice. Well, it was a knockout final between Sofian, so the guy from Morocco sent by Andy Moore, versus Ric Venice. That, well, Ric Venice won the semi-final of the tournament. He defeated Roberto Rey, RDO, but with help of the German Surfer and Calyptus. They are the R Tag Team Champions. So, this kind of alliance, it's going Ric Venice way. Well, and the final, well, was back and forth, and then with some little help, yeah, we can say it was just a little help from Calyptus and the German Surfer, and then Ric Venice beat Sofian for the win, and well, he's going to face Vienna for title. What can I say? Well, I was sent off of the tournament because, well, I couldn't make it for the day semi-finals day. Why? Because I was injured because of the last match with BP. And of course, this was a kind of fast tournament, so just a few weeks, and well, that's it. So it was very strange because, you know, because of that, well, I couldn't make it to the semi-final, and but of course BP lost, so BP couldn't go to the semi-final. So the winner of the last quarter-final match, it was Sofian against Toigo, and Sofian, sent by Andrew Moore, defeated Toigo, and he went right to the final. So he received the bye in the semi-finals. Well, it was strange to see something like that. And then Roberto Rey and Ric Venice, well, were the only wrestlers in the semi-finals, because it was only one semi-final because of that situation. Well, I thought that Roberto Rey could win the semi-final and the tournament, but Ric Venice won with the help of his buddies, the Argentine champion. Well, it's not the first time that this happens, so it's a pattern. So Ric Venice won the semi-final, and then he beat Sofian in the final. Well, I was happy and I was unhappy. Well, I was happy because, well, between Ric Venice and Sofian, I prefer Ric Venice because, well, I don't know very well Sofian. Now, and he was sent by Andrew Moore. So the goal is to bring back the title, the Multiverse Championship, to Andrew Moore's place, Republican. But of course I was unhappy because I couldn't make it to the semi-finals and maybe final of the tournament, and Ric Venice won. So I was happy because, well, I prefer Ric Venice win than Sofian's win. But I wasn't happy because I couldn't make it to the semifinals and maybe win the tournament. But it is what it is, and Ric Venice is the challenger for the title. The number one contender for the Multiverse Championship is Ric Venice. He came back and now he won this tournament and he's going to face Videna for the title. Well, I couldn't recover in time, that's a fact, but I'm going to talk to the board of directors because I want to be there. So I want to compete for the Multiverse Championship. I have a lot of wins in a row. Okay? I won after I lost. So I lost the Multiverse Championship on March. Okay? I lost the Multiverse Championship on March. Okay? And in these 4 months, I won all the wrestling matches. All of them. I won all of them. In the tournament, I won the quarterfinal match. Okay, it was a calendar and all that stuff, and I couldn't make it the semifinals. And of course, if I cannot be the semifinals, of course, I have no chance to go to the final. That's it's clear. So I'm going to make a suggestion to the board of directors and for the very first time in history, triple threat match for the Multiverse Championship. Triple threat match. So it's going to be the Multiverse Champion Videna, Ric Venice, the winner of the number one Contender Tournament, and of course the former champion too, and the Phantom, a former 2-time Multiverse champion, and well, a lot of wins in a row. So I think it's fair because I never lost in the number one Contender Tournament. So I never lost in the number one Contender Tournament. So I think I deserve a place. Of course, Ric Venice was the winner, so of course he has the right to fight for the championship. And of course Videna is the current Multiverse champion. Of course it's going to be in that match. But I deserve it, and I'm going to talk to the board of directors. And I'm gonna be added to this match, and to assure that for the very first time in history, a triple threat match for the Multiverse Championship, for the very first time in history. Here, I'm gonna put here the stipulation, okay? Stipulation. I'm going to be there in a triple threat match because it's my opportunity to be the Multiverse Champion for a third time. But if I lose that triple threat match, well, I'm not going to compete for the Multiverse Championship anymore. So, if I win the triple threat match, I'm going to be the multiverse champion for the third time. Third time. But if I lose, I'm not going to compete for the multiverse championship anymore. Of course, when I mean anymore is, well, as long as it can last. I don't know, because the board of directors, they want something new. Okay, I'm going to give them something new, a triple threat match for the title. A triple threat match for the title. Okay, so they want something new. I'm going to give something new. Of course, I'm going to be added. I didn't win the tournament. I didn't win the #1 contender tournament. But I won a lot of wrestling matches in a row after my loss to Vignette in March. So it's time. Okay? I'm putting a lot on the line, a lot of things on the line, because of course I was the very first multiverse champion. At the moment, I'm the only wrestler that is a two-time multiverse champion. So I'm putting here a lot on the line, you know. But of course, there are a lot of possible challengers. Maybe in the future, we don't know what is going to happen in the future. But I can put this on the line. Maybe, I don't know, 6 months. I don't know what's going to happen. But so let's go like this. If I win triple threat match, I'm going to make history, because I'm going to be the multiverse champion for the third time. But if I lose, I'm not going to compete for the multiverse title this year and the beginning of next year. Okay? I think this is fair. This is fair because, well, I think I deserve a place. I'm going to give something new to the board of directors, a triple threat match that never happened before in the multiverse title history. So it's going to be something different. 3 guys trying to win. One tries to retain the title, and the other 2 former champions. They want to be champions again. I think it's fair. And well, but of course they have the main right to be in that title match, because one is the champion and the other one is the winner of the #1 contender tournament. Okay, so I'm going to be added to make history. So to have a triple threat match for the very first time, and of course with a stipulation that, well, it's a little bit, well, it's a lot on the line, because if I lose, I cannot compete for the multiverse title this year and beginning of next year. So, and of course I don't know what's going to happen. So it's a lot on the line. But that's it. I think the board of directors will accept this suggestion because it's something new, and of course I'm putting a lot on the line too. I know that they don't like me, but I don't care. What I want is to wrestle. Of course, if I can wrestle for the title, better. If I cannot, well, it is what it is. But it's going to be this, for the very first time in history, triple threat match for the multiverse championship. It's going to be Vignette versus Ric Venice versus the Phantom, and a lot on the line. Okay, 1 champion, 2 former champions, 1 will